Last time on Let's Play Metroid Prime 2 Echoes. This is huge. You want to acquire these. Is that Metroid seriously glitched on the scenery? This Metroid is still on me now. Cooperate for once. You know it's a bomb jump. Did it many years now. Oh, for goodness sake, yeah. This is why it's tricky. Right, now, let's see if we can try to recall how to get through this part. Ah, okay. I failed in the puzzle when trying to get into the Dark World, and I'm having a lot of difficulty with this thing here, but then again, I knew this was going to be a particular challenge! The same pitfall every single time! Come on! Using that jump, we managed to make it up here. I think we're going to get the power up now. We have acquired ourselves an energy tank. Thank goodness for that. Hello, and welcome back to Let's Play Metroid Prime 2 Echoes. In this episode, we're going to do something big. We're going to Dark Agon Temple and try to take the energy back from the Ying. While we're on our way to Dark Agon Temple, I want to tell a bit of a story as to how I got started on doing this LP in the first place. It wasn't really Metroid related, but it was after finishing Batman Arkham Asylum of all games, and as a result, I decided that I wanted to try and do a game in the style, because a lot of how that game is structured reminds me of Metroid in some ways, in how you have to get certain power-ups to progress, and it's in a sort of confined area of sorts. So I wanted to go and play a Metroid game, especially in light of the fact that I'd heard stories about how one particular infamous YouTuber and streamer failed to understand how to sufficiently use one of the power-ups he got after obtaining it, and I thought, well, the way Batman did it does remind me a bit of how Metroid did as well, and I felt, well, I got the Trilogy version. I wanted to try and complete this game at some point, so I thought I'd try and do that. But that does lead me into another topic altogether. After finishing this game and its sequel, many developers actually left Retro Studios to form their own company, Armature Studios. This company would develop a variety of different games, but strangely enough, they ended up getting involved in the Batman series themselves, because they developed the Batman Arkham Origins Blackgate, the handheld version of the Batman Arkham series, which was sort of a shooter in a way, but no, sorry, not a shooter, my mistake. It was more of a side-scrolling Metroid-style game, which kind of had how things work out. It didn't get... Fortunately, Armature have not fared particularly well as Retro have, which makes me wonder how things will handle... It also makes me wonder how things will be when Prime 4 comes out, because many of the staff like them, like Mark Pacini, one of the key staff, are no longer at Retro Studios. So I'm really hoping that Metroid Prime 4 can still be a great game in spite of the loss of some key personnel, which made this, its prequel and its sequel, all great games. Right, we are just about here now, arriving in Dark Agon Temple. And we have something to scan here. Key code acknowledged. Final lock deactivated. You may access the temple. So, if we go in here, make sure you're fully stocked up. We aren't quite there on ammo. I've got a lot more dark ammo than I would ideally like. I would like some more light ammo because we are fighting the Dark World. Right, without further ado, let's go in. So, we can see our routes, but there's also something in the way. I say we're going to step into here. Welcome to the most elaborate boss battle in this game so far. This is, if I can break it out anywhere, this is Amorbis. Gigantic tunneling guardians. Avoid target as it enters and leaves the earth. Look for disturbances on the ground. Target cannot survive for long if its outer shell is cracked. The enormous Amorbis can move through solid rock and earth with ease, and can sense the location of surface level prey deep within the ground. They will attempt to ram any target they can find in their domain. They are vulnerable to all forms of weapons fire, but are incredibly strong and resistant to pain. So what you want to do here is get the light beam out, if I can get it out. And then when they go into the air, you want to shoot at it to break their armor. They do quite a bit of damage, so fortunately we've got a few extra energy tanks, and there's a bit of energy if you dare to wander out of the zones here, but you take massive damage outside these zones, so I would try and stick in there. You can also shoot these parts. Oh, and when he goes into here, you want to scan him again. Very important, he needs to be scanned twice. This is Dark Amorbis. Dark energy charged guardians. Targets gains armor, beam weapon, and regenerative powers when fused to a dark sphere. Weak spot within mouth detected. Concussive force will deliver heavy damage to it. The Amorbis can attach themselves to the dark sphere, drawing potent energy from within. They can fire dark energy at light crystals, nullifying safe zones for a short time. They can also channel this energy into powerful beam attacks. Bioscans indicate a weak spot inside the creature's mouth. Concentrate your fire at this area to damage an Amorbis. So that will do just that. Get the light beam out and use our ammo to break its shell. Now, transform to a morphle when it breaks it because it's going to try and suck you in. When it gets you into the mouth, use a bomb and you'll do some damage to it. And that should take off a third of the Amorbis' health. So now we've got some extra ammo. Well, I say we're trying to suck all the remote surrounding power-ups in. So we might want to dash across here to get something out. Oh, but what do you know? It's back. Scan this here, we can just see that it says structure has to complete targets the bio-generated power sphere. Sphere provides dark energy to the Amorbis, then detected in the sphere. Sphere is impervious to weapons. Right. I would say we try and focus on these. They're quite far away at the moment, so I think we need to move back over here to stand a chance to get towards these. Oh, one of them's broken out nearby, and we take massive damage from being inside this. Maybe we'll track them by going here. Let's go break out here. Very telegraphed routes to get out. This is definitely the most elaborate boss fight we've had yet. You've got two of them this time to deal with, so make sure we're running low on light beam ammo. So I'm going to switch back to the power beam. Light beam is the most effective weapon against this thing. Could be a creature of Dark Aether as it goes back on. And now they've got two of these here, so we need to. I have to say we're trying to use some missiles to break their armor because oh yeah, watch out when they do this. If there's more than one of them, they'll fire gigantic lasers around. Make sure that you don't get hit by any of these, so prepare to jump out of the sphere in order to avoid the lasers, because between Dark Aether's atmosphere and the lasers, I probably want to be hit by Dark Aether's atmosphere more than the lasers. Interesting fact about Amorbis actually. According to an interview, I think it was with the Nintendo developers who worked as part of this game, Amorbis is actually... Oh, bummer. I'm sorry, as I was saying, Amorbis is actually a Luminoth Guardian. There is a statue of it in the Agon Plaza somewhere. And the idea is that this is supposed to be a revered deity, and yet it's on our side now. We're going to go over here. We really want to get this... Right, that's taken off more health, and now we've got one more head to deal with. Let's try and fire missiles at this thing since we're really low on light beam ammo. And they've just broken it off. No, it doesn't matter anyway. Oh, well, now we're getting a bit low on health here. I think we need to get some more health back as soon as possible. So I might just switch to the dark light beam again to bring back our energy. So I get some... Let's this now. Obviously there are 3 worms now, so... Try and recover as much health as possible because, yeah, we're back up to our second energy tank and do it very. Oh, no, they just blindsided me. Yeah, there's 3 of them now, so it just gets that bit harder. Ready a charge shot. If I can try and find it, that's. Yeah, okay. Well, we've got broken the armor on one of them. Try and find the others as they jump all around the place. As you see, this fight just gets progressively more intense as you go along. Strategy hasn't really changed much, but it's just a case of surviving, really. Definitely the most elaborate boss. Yeah, I said that already. Right. Apart from the fact about the Amorbis being a Guardian, I don't have much to say, really. So, trying to defeat this boss, try and take back the energy. I think we might have to travel over this way. We're back up to full health, which is great news. I think we might be able to do it. And we've got one of the worms left. It's buried into the ground. Oh, come on. Come on! He's just hiding underground so much. Can't seem to find him. Right, maybe this will help. I'm using the power beam shots. Yeah, I think we've done it now. So they're going to break. Hang on. No! Off! Got dive bomb there. I'm going to get into a light crystal. That might be a bit more safe. Yeah, okay, we have to try and break all the armor off, which is progressively done. But obviously, you take a lot more time because I'm being a bit stubborn by using the power beam and not wanting to waste the 15 or so light ammo I have, which I probably should try and correct now. If we get this done sooner, then it'll be good for our health. But as you can see, it's actually quite easy to recover health in this battle, so you don't need to worry too much. And they're back onto here now. And now we have 3 heads to deal with. And more lasers to try and avoid. And they've got both dark energy again, and the lasers are firing. They're going round this way. Oh, yeah, they changed direction in the final phase, so you better watch out for that. They changed direction, so be prepared to jump over them, or you can transform into a morph ball to try and get underneath, but that didn't really do me much good, so in theory it was a good idea, in practice not so much. I'm gonna get into this mouth again because we've broken free. Bomb! Roll over the other side of the morph ball is one of the most efficient means of travel. But we've taken lots of damage in the process. I think we have enough to win this. We're going to go find their lasers again. I know, really outdated internet beam. I should not be referencing that in this. Come on. Take a face full of missile. You know you want it. And now you want to eat some ball, right? Come on. Right. They have just down to 1 health left, so I think we can just go all out on this thing now. I think he's going to try and fire lasers at us. I could be wrong, but don't get to a safe zone otherwise, because I might be risking my health unnecessarily here. Ah, yes, this is going to be it. We have defeated the Amorbis. And our reward for beating the Amorbis is something you may not have seen before. It's a brand new power-up to this game, the Dark Suit. And here it is. Man, I love this suit design so much. The Dark Suit is so awesome looking. The first time I ever saw this suit, I really liked it. It looks so great. I really love the colour scheme, the visor colours. You could say that the shoulder pads look a bit off, but I don't care. This suit is one of my favourite designs in the entire Metroid series. Sorry, I should stop gushing now. I should probably actually explain what this suit actually does. So the damaging effects of Dark Aether will do less damage to you. We can now survive Dark Aether's atmosphere a lot better, and this will open up new opportunities to explore in Dark Aether where we couldn't go to before because there wasn't really any light crystals there as much as there was before. So they can now afford to give less than now. I'll show you what I mean. So thank you for letting me know the creature package has been unlocked for purchase, but now we can progress out of this area. I'm not going to be too worried about my health, but if we go out here, look at that. So you can see a substantial amount of difference in the amount of damage we're taking with the Dark Beam. Dark Aether's atmosphere, not Dark Beam. The Dark Beam does not damage you. 97 Dark Beam ammo. Really need it for the boss fight. So anyway, we are here for the temple's energy, so let's go and grab it. As you can see, the safe zones are a lot more sparing, and we have a very familiar bomb rotation. You're going to see this a lot throughout the game, because we have seen it in Light Aether version, we've seen it in Dark Aether, and I say now that the other temples in the other major areas are also like this. So what we want to do is to go through this room to the temple in Dark Aether. And there's the prize we have been seeking. Energy transfer complete. Return the energy to its temple on Aether. So we have to now backtrack all the way back to Light Aether, come back to the temple in the same room, and return the energy before we can continue in this game. So I'm going to go all the way back there, and while I want to do that, I want to talk a bit more about Amorbis. From the same interview where they talked about how Amorbis was related to the Luminos and was some sort of guardian, they had a very subtle, and it was related to a power-up that we will not obtain for quite some time yet. But the evidence can be found in this game's concept art. So that's some interesting fact I thought was there. So I'm going to go all the way back to Light Aether now, back to the temple in the same room, and we will restore the energy to progress through the game. I see no need to show you all this, apart from the fact that if we go into here, there's a bunch of Ing that want to have a fight with us now, so I'm going to try and deal with these. Anyway, I will see you later on when we will return the temple energy. Okay, we're back in Light Aether in Mining Station A as we look to progress towards our main goal of reaching Light Agon Temple now. We don't need to go to Dark Agon anymore because we have all of our energy collected there, and to use the energy transfer module we need to put that all back where it should have been in the first place. Help destroy those Ing once and for all. So regarding any power-ups we can get through the Dark Suits, I'm afraid that we've pretty much got all the extra power-ups we can get in Dark Aether for now, and as well as Aether. We will not be able to get anything more until we get any further power-ups from the next area. We will revisit Agon Waste to collect all the power-ups that are actually here, but we do need to substantially more amount of upgrades than we currently have. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and head towards the temple, destroy all these street bats before they notice me. And now we've destroyed those. Let's go on through here. Cross through Light Agon Temple. Any war wasps? Yes, I remember there were war wasps in here earlier as we found out we returned to this place. clearly they did not like the fact that now the bomb guardian was gone, they could own the place. But anyway, I've rambled on enough. We have pretty much seen all we can in Aegon Waste, and I'm sure you're probably wanting tired of this place just as much as I am. I want to see what the next areas are like. We will do that in time. So for now, we need to return the energy to the Agon Temple. So here is the energy controller, which we found earlier. We now have the energy, so let's take our first step into saving planet Aether. We are now 1/3 of our way through our mission to save planet Aether, and just under that if you count the whole trying to complete this game. With that being said, I think now is a good time to review our stats. Currently, that's the map. Currently, we have 21% items. I remember what I said about earlier, that means that we have 21 items collected so far. And in terms of the amount of items we need to get, well, there's still quite a few. We've got 79 to get. Scans, however, is a lot more promising. We have 43% of our logbook completed so far. We have a lot of different lore entries from many different categories, including Luminoth lore, space pirate logs, and trooper logs, which were finished a long time ago. In terms of creatures, we are not even halfway there yet, but we've got quite a few to go through. We've got the Dark Aether stuff, we have Off-World, and we have Planet Aether itself. And finally, we have the research category, which is substantially away through in terms of the scans we've collected, but there's still a few stuff we've yet to see. Like, obviously, there's probably a few pieces of Luminoth technology we've yet to find. So, with that being said, I think this is going to be the shortest episode of the series so far. Actually, we did. Dealing with the Amorbis took a bit less time than I was anticipating. But that being said, in the next episode, we were going back to the temple grounds, and now that we've got way more power-ups than we had the first time we were there, we can grab ourselves some more extra goodies while we're there. So the next episode, we're going to go back to the Great Temple, talk to Umos, and begin exploring more of the temple grounds as we try to obtain some new power-ups. See you guys next time.